Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Well. How are we, everybody? How's everybody going on tonight? Today's one of those beautiful days. Hi, old milk.
Hi, Jerry. How you doing?
We already have someone who's making comments in the comment section. Mook May. Just wanted to say, love the homicide. Love the show with homicide. The guy's a legend. Hell yeah, he is. Shit. Gets paid the big money. Shit, might as well be. Nah, but also is a really great dude as well, man. We had a great time at Puerto Rican weekend at House of Glory. Sorry you missed it, Mike.
I mean, from everything I heard, I missed a really good show. So, next time.
Yeah, it's because Mike is racist. He didn't want to come on to a racist show. So
I would have been the only white person just standing around.
No, you wouldn't have. There was a few there, and they was representing. They had the flags themselves.
A few.
Yeah, they had the flags themselves. They were up there getting lit with us.
Did they hand out flags, or did people bring their own?
He actually had a plethora of flags out there. I had told him during the show. I told Brian Excel during the show. I said, I don't think you have enough flags. Between you and I don't think you have enough flags.
Yeah, did they ever put it on the corners of the ring?
No. I think that would have been overkill, but it was okay. It was fine.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, yeah, guys, it's the you already know the Summer of Santee is not for me. So even Mike is in heat mode. So if you guys hear the AC, my apologies, but
I turned mine off, so I'll be in a hot box for a little bit.
All right.
I can do this.
I'm part of I'm elderly, so I can't really do all that. So and guys, also need you guys to start following the Turnbuckle Tabloid business page. Just got a notification from Facebook and StreamYard stating that we need a certain amount of individuals to be let's just say got to be at 100, and so far we're almost there. So let's get our numbers up over there. Let's get us to 100 at the Turnbuckle Tabloid page so we can start doing some live streaming there. Or if not, just go to the YouTube page. YouTube page right now has been popping. It's a little bit more easier to deal with. So
if you love this show, show your support.
Yes, please. Speaking of support, would have been doing this show yesterday, but I had to pay my regards and my condolences to a family who I grew up with in my old neighborhood, and big love and shout out to the Downs family. These are a family who came into my life in the early 90s and very tight knit, and it was beautiful for us to come together and to say goodbye to Mama Downs. She was always lovely and a very beautiful person. She always looked out for me, and she always made sure that when she made corned beef that she had a bowl for me ready. She knew how much I love corned beef and Bates especially. They are the reason why I'm such a big dancehall reggae fan. I love those guys. Shout out to my boy Quick, T-Roy, Troy, Lex, Sophia, Risa, and the whole family, man. Once again, my condolences, and she will be missed. And times like this, we have to say that, you know what? We can't be sitting around just waiting for moments of death for us to link up and show that we're family again. We need to do this more often and show love to each other and make sure that we check in on each other more often, man, because we can't let time and distance let there be a reason why our family can't be as close as it used to be. So My condolences, and we shall do it again, but this time on better circumstances. So, with that note, and by the way, it was funny because Mike, I was there, and the first thing that people were asking or telling me were, "I see you still doing your wrestling podcast." I'm like, "What? How? Like, how is this happening? I don't see you guys pop up. How is that happening?" It's like, what?
Ben in the chat just goes, "I'm actually lying in my undies in front of a fan. It's pretty warm over here too."
Ooh,
good to know. Good to know what you're doing.
Don't tease me, girl. Do not tease me. Do not tease me. So just want to give you a quick overview. I did a review for it on the episode this past week. Make sure you download, subscribe, be a part of the vibe of Turnbuckle Tabloid. The real episode is just out. This matter of fact, a day or two ago, it just came out, and did my own review of Battleground. But I want to get your take on it before we go into predictions for Clash of the Castle. What was your take on what occurred on Battleground this past Sunday?
I thought it was a very interesting show. The venue, it's a love-hate thing. I thought it was small, but I mean, considering the limitations, I mean, it was fine for what it was. Coming out of the show, the funny thing was that Jordan Grace, the TNA wrestler, was the most over person on the show. She got the biggest reaction.
Right.
Oh, Jesus, Ben. Ben says, if you're not watching Turnbuckle Tabloid in your undies, are you even watching Turnbuckle Tabloid?
He's got a point, though. Who's not to say what I'm wearing underneath the camera, like what's happening on this chair? He's got a point, though.
The camera's chest view. But,
right.
I mean, I don't know. Battleground was a very interesting show. I thought like the MMA match with Lola Vice and Shayna Baszler was weird because it's always weird when they try to do the MMA stuff, and you have two women that have legit MMA backgrounds, and it just looked so. I don't want to use. I hate using the word, but it looked so fake. I don't know. I mean, what'd you overall think about it?
As for the underground match, I loved it, and I loved it because, you know, like you said, it is kind of, you know, stagey and choreographed with stuff, but at least we saw that they were trying to throw in some stiff shots, that they were trying to throw in some shoes, like the kicks were landing, the hammer throws, you could tell that they were legit trying to land. I was a big fan of it. I was not opposed to how it went down, and plus, at the same time, you want to be you know, performative, but still give the feel. I was a big fan of the finish as well because flash knockdowns and flash knockouts happen in the business. So I was a big fan of that. I actually thought it was a better match of the night out of all of them. I thought it was a really good match for me. The arena, like you mentioned, what does Ben say?
Ben says, I love this crossover between NXT and TNA. So, I mean, dream matches between the companies, but are they just teasing us? I will predict that because AEW is doing Wembley that weekend or the week after, whatever day it falls on, NXT, TNA Worlds Collide. They're definitely doing that.
I know that Ben is enjoying this because he's a big TNA guy. I know he's a big fan of it. I am too. As long as they are not heavy invested in it, I'm okay with the fact of elevating someone or a company that is on a peripheral of doing great things. And plus, the exchange could be great. Like, I'm not really a I'm not really.
We mentioned yesterday. I'm sorry, but it was it's like ECW 96, 97.
Right.
When you had like your RVDs, your Sabus come in the company and just spotlight them. But it says, say his name and he appears. Maybe, Jay, if we say the dude's name, he'll pop up.
I don't know. Can this happen? Will we see, you know, like a man with many gifts, a man of many gifts pull up in there? Let's see. I'm also very intrigued with what more down the line happens when it comes to said individuals who are no longer with the company. Are they now willing to start looking a little bit more, leaning more towards TNA? Are they looking more to get involved with the company in that attitude? Because it also gives that doorway open to say, hey, I could always come back and we could dance a little bit differently in this time.
I'm going AEW London. Very few. You know what? Give us live reports from one week, Mr. Ben.
Yeah, well, yeah. I want your sense and sensibility of what's going on, especially when it comes to your comparisons for what WrestleMania did for you and what
Oh yeah, he did
what
go to WrestleMania, right?
All In is going to be about. So overall for Battleground, like you mentioned, the arena. I thought the arena was
unique.
It was unique. It was very intimate, but like I felt the same way. The guys and I were watching it. We felt the same way about the outside area. The matting was just a little bit too tight, a little too close to work with.
On hard camera side, there was a lot of open space too, with no chairs. So
talent talent had complained as well about it, and I can understand why there was that confliction there, which that's something they got to work on later on down the line. But for me, Battleground was a pretty decent match. Ethan Page showed off. I believe he looked very well. Trick, he's still working on some stuff. His timing is a little bit off, but Ethan looked extremely well, physique wise, body wise, ring wise. Guy hasn't missed a step. He's ripping, ready to go on that end, and was shocked by the winner of the inaugural Women's North American title. I was kind of shocked by that.
Yeah, that was probably the last person I predicted to win. So usually that's what NXT does. They go with the oddballs. But yeah, I'm not. I was very intrigued with the ladder match they did. Like I said, Jordan Grace got the biggest reaction. I thought she looked good, but then of course you had to have the LOL TNA moment when Joseph's like, "Oh my God, that's Dana." I mean, Ash by Elegance. And yet your WWE fans go, "That's fucking Dana Brooke. Stop it."
Right.
Ben says, "I think Liv Morgan will help Damian Priest beat you." We'll get into that later when we get into predictions.
Yeah, I believe that we should continue more a little bit more and more, but just as long as it's not heavy, we could continue on with the crossover a little bit. Just as long as it's subtle, it's nothing crazy. Give a lineup to what's happening with Clash at the Castle. Let me just turn off my stove for a second.
Really, stove?
Yeah.
Turn off your stove before your house burns down, brother. We have Clash at the Castle live Saturday, June 16th? 15th. My bad. 5 matches on the card. That's how WWE does things in the Triple H era. Only 5 matches. Very interesting card, top to bottom. 2 world title matches. A very interesting mid-card title match, and then, I mean, we'll go through it one by one. But we'll start with the women's tag team titles. We have Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defending against Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, and the hometown girls of Alba Fire and Isla Dawn.
Kind of skeptical about this match. Now you're getting Jade Cargill in a triple threat tag match. I don't know. You're putting a lot on her plate. It seems it could be a little busy over there.
Yeah, and I like Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. They're just in this match because of their home country. So that's one of 3 examples on this show. But
right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you heard about Alba Fire. I think she lost her mother recently. So
yeah, it's unfortunate. Her mother and father were hit by a car, and her mother was the one who passed away. Sure. Our condolences. That's ridiculous. That's so sad. Yeah. And this happened almost a month ago, and they just released the news, and she's she's still on TV, man. It's wow. God, more power to her.
That's what I'm trying to think. Do they? It's her home country. Do they give them the belts for at least a month? Do you think? Because I think it's too soon to have Belair and Cargill lose.
No. I don't expect anything too crazy going on with that. No, I think it's just clean cut there.
Probably Shayna or Zoe eats the pin here. That's probably why this match is happening. But champs retain?
Champs retain.
Okay. We have for the Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn defends against Chad Gable, who I believe signed an extension because his deal was up last Friday.
Yes, it's it.
Yeah.
Yes, it seems as though that rumblings have been coming across the media saying that they gave him a very lucrative contract, and seems as though the standards and practices for contract negotiations have changed in WWE since the merger with TKO. Early in previous history, the company would be able to, at least for the most part, because we heard contracts lapse before, but especially with big names, they would be able to get ahead of the game and try to lock down contracts. But now, seems as though the TKO brand is more inclined with getting a sense of what's the person's worth and value to the market, and then trying to make a match for it. So looks like that's their new way of doing bargaining these days.
That seems fair, right?
I wouldn't like to keep a person on the string because you're keeping that's not fair to them, especially
Right.
if it's towards the last few days of their contract. You don't, you got to think they're also wrestlers, but they also have families, they have a brand, and keeping them on a string for that long is not helpful mentally, and especially when you trying to invest down the line on what you want to do business wise and going forward. So I don't think that should be something that should be a regular thing. But at the end of the day, if it's able to get the money, get the money.
Right. I mean, look at Ricochet. They killed them off on Monday, and now now he's off TV until his contract is expired.
Now, some talks are saying about that there's a possibility that he won't be leaving the company, that he's just being written off, and that he'll come back under a new gimmick. I am one to say that for now, I think that it's okay for him to leave. I think it's a good move for him. Let him go out there, spread his wings. I would prefer that he'd go to TNA. I think he would be squandered in AEW. But for what? So we could see another Ospreay Ricochet match. That match is a match that should just be left in infamy and just leave it at B. I'm one of those. We don't need to run it back. I think in TNA, just as Mustafa Ali, he could do so much more there and have more of an avenue to work on his gimmick, work on his promos and such. But I wouldn't be opposed for him to be written off and be brought back. I could see that happening.
The way they did it, I mean, if he were to change his mind and resign, I mean, he has a ready-made feud when he comes back.
Right, exactly. I sent you a screenshot. I don't know if you saw the video of what Bully Ray had mentioned on how they should bring him back or what'd be good to bring him back. And Darby Allin mentions that they should you need a license before you could buy podcasting equipment. And Bully Ray writes back,
well, not the real Darby Allin, that was some.
Well, it was the fake Darby, the fake account. Sorry, fake account said that, and your dad should have won protection. It's crazy because.
And then the tweet underneath it was just like Bret Hart says he hates Bill Goldberg.
But yeah,
but you said it. Ricochet, his only weakness is his promo ability. I mean, the last couple of weeks, he was getting somewhat better. But I think when it comes to him standing in front of a crowd with a microphone, trying to convince the fans of how try to display who he is. I mean, who really is Ricochet? He's a small high flyer that could do amazing things. There's really nothing else to him.
Yeah, there's something about him that we need to see.
New Japan would
grow.
benefit from him.
Yeah, he needs growth. I wouldn't mind to see him as a heel, really try to rip it up, try to at least try to come off as a crybaby kind of heel kind of thing, something of that magnitude. He's just right now. It's just I don't know. Maybe
if he was a heel, he'd be more like Carmelo Hayes, honestly. That guy, that dude that thinks his shit don't stink type of thing. I'm I'll make you money.
But I also want to see him as the lost opportunity guy. I'm not getting the shots that everybody else is getting. blah blah blah. I could see him doing
Dolph
that.
Ziggler, basically.
Yeah, like something like that. I could see him in there in that kind of position.
I love how we're talking about this, and we're talking about Zayn and Gable.
So,
I think Chad wins, but he wins by DQ. There's gonna be a point in the match where he pushes Otis around, and Otis just snaps and beats him up. We get that moment, and then Chad wins, but he doesn't win the belt. So that gives us a reason for a rematch and Money in the Bank. And guess what Money in the Bank is this year, Jay?
Where?
Canada. Have Chad beat Sammy in Canada.
Okay.
And you do this with Otis. So then on Monday, when you advertise that Chad confronts Otis, that's where you do the Creeds. Join them.
Okay.
Chad forms a new Alpha Academy.
I could rock with that. I like that. That's a good look.
Just imagine the heat Chad would get killing Sami Zayn in his home country.
Oh, definitely. I definitely could see that. You know what? I put that on the bill. I like that.
Yeah. So Chad wins by DQ.
All right. Next up,
we have Bayley defending the WWE Women's title against Piper Niven with Chelsea Green in her corner. I definitely see Chelsea costing Piper the win here. I see Piper going babyface.
Piper needs to go babyface. Chelsea needs to be on her own. The woman is both women are destined for bigger things, especially now with you're getting Natalya, who's possibly on the way out the door. We're still dealing with some injuries on the women's side. There could be some measure of growth from both of these women. They could level up, especially with Chelsea Green. Carmella doesn't look like she's going to be returning anytime soon. She's talking about that she has 2 herniated discs. She still have issues with her nerves and such. And she's a mom, so now
she may be done.
Yeah, she might be done. So this could be a right time for Chelsea to slide into that Carmella kind of spot and get over on that form. She's solid as a wrestler. We've seen her for years do it. So
her work and character work is perfect.
Gimmick wise, she's legit. Yeah. So this is right the right point in time to let's split these women up. And
Piper's talented by herself. I think with the same thing kind of with Ricochet is that she does need a little work with promos, but I think she's not as bad as Ricochet. But I think with her as a babyface, people can get behind her more because you have we already have the big dominant female in Nia Jax. We don't need 2 of them. I mean, Raquel is also out too, so they really need some baby faces for the women's division right now.
Women's division
with Rhea out, Asuka's out, Becky's taking time off, Carmella, like you said, is dealing with injury. Alexa may be on her way back soon, so Nikki Cross is hopefully debuting Monday with the Howdy group. So with the women's division, they need some bodies back in the mix.
For me, especially when the women's tag division, I'm not opposed to them having to be tag teams, like official tag teams. I'm okay with makeshift teams. They look at each other and go, "Hey, you want to go after those belts? Let's go get them," and make a team that way. They don't need to be, like Strike Force or the Hart Foundation or the Hardys. They could, two individuals could just come together and be like, we want to challenge them for the tag titles. We're like, okay, go for it. I'm all right with that.
Yeah, and also the motivation would be that we get to be on all 3 shows technically.
Right. So, and that's fine. You get to showcase your the title and your talents on all 3 shows. So that's fine.
That idea is nice and all, but until they introduce women's United States and Intercontinental titles, which I think we're gonna get by the new year in 2025. So
right,
we'll have to wait and see. I mean.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah,
with them building up a lot of the teams, now they're in a position where if you split some of them up, Katana Chance and Kane Carter are screwed. Fire and Dawn are screwed because they're pretty much their characters are the same, their movesets are the same. Nothing really separates them each. You know what I mean? When you put some time and effort in the tag division, and then there's really not that many teams that go off of at this moment. It's kind of kind of
Yeah.
sucks at this moment. I mean,
Yeah,
if they
but
were,
like I
if they
said-
were to say goodbye to the women's tag belts and introduce those mid card belts, it'd probably be better.
Yeah, I'm like I said, it's better for me that it's just up in the air. We don't need set tag teams. I'm comfortable with that.
But I think with Bailey, see, this is another case like Bailey retains, right? It's because
Oh, definitely.
Bailey
Yeah,
and Nia
yeah.
at SummerSlam.
Right.
And I think again, like the Otis thing, this probably was the plant the seeds for Chelsea to cost Piper and then babyface. We'll see. Then we have our two main events for the WWE Championship. By the way, why is it still called the Undisputed WWE Championship? Like what?
They aren't they don't they flip flop with it? Like what is it?
The Undisputed WWE title. Like there's another world title on the other show. What's like? There's nothing undisputed anymore about it.
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know.
But it's Cody Rhodes defending against AJ Styles in an I Quit match. I'm happy they're doing a rematch. I do think that they're going to do a third, but wouldn't the third one be the I Quit stipulation? And I think that they should have switched it. I think this should have been last man standing or no holds barred type of thing.
Yeah.
And then have the I Quit at Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I feel the same. I have that same sentiment as well. I don't see AJ quitting. I don't
see Cody quitting.
I don't see Cody quitting. See Cody win, and AJ just does a Stone Cold and just passes out through the pain. Doesn't quit. Doesn't tap out. So
it's weird too because they listened to commentary. They went through the card, and then Michael Cole was explaining the rules. He said the first person to make the opponent answer the count of 10. It's like, wait, are you changing the step like before? Are you guys backtracking? I'm not sure what they're doing here.
A 10 count?
Like he was basically describing the rules for a last man standing.
Exactly. I was about to say, isn't that a last man standing match?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know. We're doing this before SmackDown. Maybe they changed the step.
Yeah, they might have to change it because it seems as though like it's they're trying to find a loophole. Yeah. They're trying to find a loophole in the match.
If you're gonna do a third match, there's no like if AJ says I quit, then to us fans, why would we want to see a third one? This dude quit.
Right. Yeah, I don't see that making any sense down the road. No. I
mean, I like the angle. I mean, it was definitely straight from Mark Henry because it was the same style suit but different color. I mean, AJ Styles. I mean, this since he came back this year, he's been killing it. But he's on. This is his final run, so he's just going to continue doing jobs. So I don't see him win the title. I don't see him win this title anymore.
Yeah, so I don't see this happening. Yeah, Cody wins.
Yeah. And then for the main event, we have Damian Priest defending the World Heavyweight title against Drew McIntyre in his home country. And as we found out on Monday, all the members of the Judgment Day are banned from ringside.
Yeah, this could be hectic. This can be hectic. This could be a really, really interesting match. I believe Carlito gets involved because he's not part of Judgment Day. I
think they threw him in there though, so he's banned.
I don't know. He's a prospect. He's not in the group technically.
Well, what did Ben say before? He said that he sees Liv being involved.
Right, he sees Liv getting involved. I love what. Let me just put it up again.
Yeah.
By the way, Jesus, the vibes that she was giving up on fucking Raw this week. Oof-a.
Well, the meme of "it should have been me" was spanned all night. I think Liv Morgan will help Damian Priest to beat Drew McIntyre. I love what they're doing with her storyline with Dom, who, by the way, that lad must be packing. The guy has Rhea and Liv Morgan, and a real wife. Let's also break kayfabe here. He is married.
Well, let's just say that they never say that the Rhea and Dom are items. She just has him around. She takes care of him, so. It could be a mommy thing as well, but also, when she said, what was it? She paraphrasing when she says you shouldn't be calling anyone mommy, you should be having someone call you daddy. I was like, oofa la.
The sensor broke.
I was like, wow, Thank you, madam.
May I have another?
Exactly.
Hmm.
I got.
I don't think Liv is going to be in this. I do think.
Oh, did we lose Mike? We lost Mike. Oh, there he goes. Oh, he's back. Hey, Mike. There you go. Welcome back.
I was saying it's funny, as I mentioned, your boy CM Punk might get involved. I get kicked
out. I believe that. Once we know that he's in town, I believe he's definitely getting involved.
Now, here's an idea. So shout out to my friend Ben. You know who he is, but he pitched the idea. What if instead of costing him the title, he helps him? So say like there's a situation where both men are down and Punk like drapes Drew on Priest for the 1, 2, 3, and then you get a Priest have that moment be like, I win the title, I did it by myself, and Punk's like, no, dumbass, I helped you because you can't do anything by yourself.
That would be interesting.
So then Drew can have this title be like, motherfucker.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. I think it's too soon as well for Priest to lose, but they kind of booked themselves in a corner with this match.
Yeah. I think they'll figure it out because I think they could find a way to get out of here unscathed. I still believe that, and we talked about it, that the SummerSlam match is Drew versus CM Punk, possibly in the Hell in a Cell, something of that magnitude. We need something for that.
They'll probably be over Priest and Gunther for the world title, which sucks for Gunther. But you know what? Drew and Punk is the hottest thing in WWE right now, and it's the biggest thing on Raw. So I could
see Priest dropping the belt to Gunther at SummerSlam. I could see that happening. That's fine.
That'll be the final straw for Judgment Day.
Yeah, and Priest needs to get that that singles push legitly, away from the group. I don't see a disbandment of Judgment Day. I just see like new individuals that play there that could be helpful. I wouldn't be even upset if like Dijak was like part of it. I thought I would think
I was about to mention. I saw somebody say like, what if Finn takes complete control and like adds like
and Dijak
and Liv as Priest and Rhea's replacements.
Right. I can see that. Yeah, I would like that. That would be cool. But at the end, there's gonna be some shenanigans going on here, and gotta say that Damian retains, but it's gonna be wild because that crowd, that's gonna be crazy.
They're gonna give France I don't know.
A run for their money? Run for their money?
Yeah.
Run for their money? Yeah. Anything else on the table? Any housekeeping you got?
I briefly mentioned it too before about Nikki Cross with Howdy's group, but we pretty much got our final QR code. Hopefully, fingers crossed. There's a countdown. At least a countdown clock.
Are they do you believe they target anybody? Or they just debut?
It looks like they're gonna be on Raw. So the whole them attacking Cody thing is not happening. Which you know what, at the long run, them probably going to Monday Night Raw is probably better as well because Braun Strowman and probably Alexa Bliss will be on that show. So their storyline is there.
Right.
But as far as like who like the first victim will be, maybe Jey Uso because Jay did tease like, oh, I have the Fireflies now in my entrance. And people were saying, oh, don't start saying that shit. You're gonna start attracting attention.
Yeah,
because I'm thinking about like what like happened like by the time like Bray's final thing. Like Lashley could have been a target. LA Knight, like different people. Like Brock, maybe Brock could have been if he was back by now, but I don't see that at all. But more than likely, look at the landscape on Raw, probably Jey Uso. Maybe that's Jay already declared for the Money in the Bank. Maybe Howdy's group is the reason he doesn't win the briefcase.
Right. Yeah.
But more than likely, that's probably Jey Uso will be the best bet.
Yeah, I like the fact that Money in the Bank is a little bit more open this year. Now that Gunther is out of the way, he's already gets his title shot. A lot of people are liking to see Ludwig. Really? A lot of people love to see Jay. Yeah. I saw a couple of people hit me up and was like, oh, by the way, shout out to Kicking It with the Keith and Keyshawn who pulled up at a House of Glory's Puerto Rican weekend. It's been a long time, man. We had a really good time, man. It was good to see those guys. He was one that was a big fan of Ludwig and his Ludwig Kaiser and his hat being thrown in there. It's interesting.
Men, we were already protected. Like we want to strive for the women. For the men, it's pretty much up in the air for me, honestly. Because I mean, I remember last year we all saw LA Knight and they gave it to Priest.
Right.
So, I mean, would Solo Sikoa be a good option? I mean, would Braun Breaker be another good option as well?
Yeah, you got a couple of people in there. You'll get the LA Knight against, everybody will sit there and fucking lose their shit if he doesn't win. But like, it's LA
Knight's got Logan Paul on his side, so
right. So
that going on.
Yeah, so it's a real toss up here, and I like it. I like the premise and the idea that this is not going to be a gimme. But we'll get to that down the line once it occurs. Clash of the Castle coming up this Saturday. Remember, it starts at 2 p.m. In the States Eastern Standard Time, guys. Remember that because there is a time difference. And we're gonna be doing another rundown later on during the week. I imagine we got some news that we got to catch up on once we do that. But as for now, I'm going to close it out for this week's segment. Homework Mike is in the building. Where they can find us and where they can connect with us at.
Instagram at Turnbuckle Tab and on X on our new Twitter at TurnTabPod.
Yeah, make sure you check us out on the Facebook business page. Please subscribe, be a part of there. Make them numbers go up so we can get to 100 so we can start doing legit streams there without any issues. But if not, always check it in with us on YouTube at Turnbuckle Tab, Instagram at Turnbuckle Tab, at Twitch at Turnbuckle Tabloid, as well as on our TikToks at Turnbuckle Tab. We're doing a lot more on those on those platforms as well. So guys, as always, don't go anywhere. Stick around. Check you guys in a sec, and let me make sure I hit the outro because I do not want anybody to be upset with me because they don't know when the stream ended. So check you guys in a sec.
2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.